Hey everyone, Temporal here. Oh, and for this session, we are going to be reviewing a Plat Reinhardt. I think it was like 2900. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that definitely helps me out. Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can do so by joining my Discord, see my rates in there, or just hang out with the community, see what sort of promotions we have going on, all sorts of cool stuff like that.
Looks like I have time to do some research.
So, what do we got here?
Five, four, three, two.
Yeah, I thought you might like that. Okay, I don't really like you just in the middle here. Like, if this is a quick scout, I can handle it, but please work your way back left. You do not need to be out here just giving them a bunch of shield to shoot at. Your team is still back over here. Your team is not taking advantage of your shield in the slightest. You are just giving them a shield to shoot at. So again, if this was a scouting maneuver, fine, but immediately come back here, then drop your shield, regen shield, etc. Instead, this is a fire strike, so my first guess was right, where you are just fire striking sort of in the open there. That Zen can hit you for meaningful damage, can get discords on you. You did not want this fire strike. Your fire strikes should actually be from this corner, drifting this way, and then closing the angle, not from the middle, drifting towards the close. Like, it's better than just standing in the middle in the fire strike. I appreciate that you're drifting towards closing the angle, but it really should be a pre-fire strike as you're opening the angle, because the wind-up animation takes time. Throw it, close the angle. Not a, I'm out in the middle of nowhere protecting no one, and now I fire strike, and now I'll drift my way back over here. As you can see, you're going to get discorded as a result of this. You might have anyways, but you are for sure now, and a better Zen would have dealt real damage to you as well. Probably more. Oh, no. We just got discorded. We don't push up and fight this. Our team isn't here. We've now wrapped around the corner. They can see us. We've gone deeper than we had to. And we've sort of let their Reinhardt off the hook. He fortunately did also come out and meet us, but if he hadn't, we'd have just wrapped around the corner, bad trade, etc. Now, if this was coordinated with Zarya for the bubble, good, I like that. If it wasn't, I can live with that too. But I really would have preferred you not go out here pre-discorded, because if your Zarya had been at all late, you'd have taken a discorded swing there, and then we'd be in catch-up mode sort of this whole time, getting you back up in the resource trade. But I do like that, you went out here for this. I just expect that now you're going to back out, because your team isn't ready to actually push off this. Not quite right. I'm glad you didn't get rediscorded. No. We don't fire strike here, and you're pushing back up when you know your Zarya doesn't have any bubbles. Like, I'd like you to chill back here for a moment, continue to fight this, wait 4 seconds, 5 seconds until you have bubble back, and then go up and you can do a real push. But if this was going to be a real push, you needed to, like, go with the bubble. You needed to go later than when you went, and you needed to not do, like, hey, I swing with my bubble, then back up for the second half of my bubble, then I go forward again. No, you wanted to go forward with the whole bubble, and you wanted to do it about 2 seconds later than you did, if you wanted this to be a real push. Okay. So that mostly was push timing. You didn't have your resources available. It matters. Good bait. He doesn't have hook. You don't even need your barrier. You can literally just take this on your health. Your healers will be able to keep you up. You know that hook isn't available. They're not going to do meaningful damage to you. Okay. Again, I don't quite like the pace that you're moving at. Your team is really enough far behind here. Your Genji's starting to set up, but like, I don't quite like how slow you're moving up here, and I also don't like that you're here. I'd have preferred you sort of go here, wait for a second, then you work your way up to here. You could have gone here, waited a second, or you could have just walked again, because hook wasn't up, and taken some health hits, been healed as you're walking up, and then you're up here with more of a barrier. You're going to struggle to exist here. Not your fault that you got bubbled early here, but hopefully you'll go forward, maybe get one extended swing out of it. It's not great. Okay, fire strikes it is. Close left. Why are you opening so that it's easier for the hog to see you? Like, you're not going to be able to drop your shield regardless. You're going to have to anyways. Oh, that's just bonkers with the Widow there. Yeah, you not having shield here is painful. Is that why you weren't pushing? Maybe I'm not offering you enough. Maybe this was right. I totally forgot they had a Widow. Let's take a look here. So you do that. Fire Strike does nothing. Yeah, okay, this is for the Widow. That's fair. That's fair. I was too critical. My bad. Please go to the left and recharge your shield. But if there's... No, you can't be doing this for the Widow for two reasons. A, your Sombra is tying up the Widow, and if you're aware of that, that's great. It means your Sombra is good at this video game. B, you wouldn't be flashing your shield if you were worried about the Widow getting shots through. So no, that's not why you're doing this. So I was right. For the wrong reasons, but I was right. Widow's right there. You have to hard shield. You can drop it with a tiny bit. Drop it. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Hey, I'm Manny. Still don't like that Fire Strike. This is gonna hurt. Good flash to break the hack there. But again, this whole fight just feels bad because you went in a little before your team was ready and without enough barrier. Gave up too much on the way in. Okay. I don't like it, but okay. No reason to walk into that Fire Strike. You saw it in plenty of time. So I don't just... What? What? Okay.
Personne.
I do see that you're trying to match your flashes to when she's recharging so that it's harder for her to get a one-shot, and I do appreciate that. I do appreciate that. I don't like the Fire Strike, but I do appreciate that you're trying to match your shield flashes to right after she's fired so that she can't get a one-shot in the little time that you're trying to preserve shield. Unfortunate.
Back into the fray.
Okay, hopefully you can path correctly. Path correctly. This is not pathing correctly. Leave, leave. You can give your... Yep, just peeking your mercy is fine.
Come out and face me.
Mm-hmm.
See you later.
It's a great Zarya's teamed with. The Zarya's given him a bad bubble, but I've only seen one that's really bothered me. I haven't been watching the Zarya super closely.
See you later.
I don't like this, but I live. Okay, you're trying to use it. You're discorded. You're discorded. You're discorded. Still discorded. Your Zarya's doing you a favor. This is nice, though. This is good. Why would you do this? You're discorded and you're less than half health. You have no armor. I get that he's purple. That's cool. That's a good reason for you to be like, hey, my team should go melt him. It's not a good enough reason for you to swing at him. You're at less than half health and you're discorded. You take a swing, and then you Fire Strike. Like, no! No!
EMP activated.
Hack Wars.
Do I have your attention?
You're pushing before your shield's available while you're still hacked and still less than half health.
Be right back.
Okay. You don't need to be out here. So if it feels awkward like this with Reinhardt, it's because you've pushed into a concave when you shouldn't have. The answer is not to go, oh, let me push into this and now I'm surrounded. I've got a Pharaoh over here, an Ana over here, a Zen over here, a Hog over here. Like, that is not the answer. A Sombra over here. We do not push into concaves because it's always going to feel awful. What we do is we force the concave to collapse. We do things like go, hey, I'm going to go through here. And that forces the Hog to go join the Zen and the Ana. And then they have less angles against me. And then it's easier to push out, etc. Like, you want to force them, if they are in... Let's just look at this. Okay. So, if they have someone here, someone here, someone here, someone here, and someone here, those are all directions that they can look, just as an example. And they can change the directions of these, but that's what we're going to do. Those are all directions that they can look, and it would really be lame to be standing here when all of them have directions in on you. So instead what you do is you go, hey, I need to find a way to collapse their angles. That could be I come through here, and if you come through here, their angles instead look a lot more like, hey, I'm looking this way. Maybe I'll just erase that. Their angles instead look, hey, I'm looking this way, I'm looking this way. I've had to leave and am now looking this way, and I'm looking this way. I don't know about you, but if I'm red, it feels a lot more comfortable to be pushing out into, hey, my Rhine shield blocks 3 of these guys because they're all in the same angle, than it does to be here as Rhine shield where my shield only blocks 2 of them, or 1 of them, or 1 of them, etc. Like, this, you would actually probably block 4 of them, because as soon as you come out this way, it is very fast to clear the Sombra. The Sombra's going to have to leave, and then you've only got 2 angles you're dealing with, the Farah and this guy, and, you know, that, and this group, etc. So, like, you want to collapse them, force them to close their angles. You're not short on time. You still have a minute left. This is plenty to make this a good push instead of making this a garbage push. This is a garbage push with you right here. I'm glad we had this talk. Okay. Oh, we're a flying Reinhardt now. I hope you guys coordinated that. If so, I'm really happy. That was well done. That was well done. The bubble shatter so that you can't get hooked. Good stuff.
Keep pushing forward.
Okay. You still have time to path better than you did. Like, you still could go through here. This wouldn't be great to go through here, but you could. You could actually, you did have time to go this way, but you don't anymore. There's still many better approaches than going here, where they're just going to rain down on high ground from you and you don't have a good angle. But let's see what you do. You threw a fire strike behind you when you knew the opposing Rhine had shatter? Huh.
Oh, we still need you.
Welcome to Duncan.
I'm taking care of
Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Again, if this is a quick scouting maneuver, maybe, but I don't think it is. I think you're just up here giving them shield to shoot at for free. Your team doesn't need this. Are you taking a new position that you're then going to hold? Because I don't think there is a new position for you to take that your team is ready to hold. Or that your team is able to hold. Just based on the map space that the opponents already have and the geometry. Yeah, you're just trying to do the, hey, this is my spot, I own this, and I'm going to float back and forth here. That's not a thing. That's not what Reinhardt barriers do. Reinhardt barriers take you from one spot that you want to be to another. They don't let you hold open space. They help you transition from one choke up to another corner that you can use, or from one choke over to another place that you can use, and then come out here and come behind them and crush them, etc. Like, you know, and then you shield out here, you walk closer, and then you're close enough to swing at them, etc. Reinhardt shields are not for holding open space. They're not.
Enemy seen.
It's too early. One more swing first.
Don't worry, my friend. I have your shield.
It's fine with me if you're using this shield to walk to the hog that you want to swing at. I got no problem. I got lots of problem with that. Why did you fire strike when there was a hog in front of you that had hook? You weren't like counting his reload and going, it's okay, I can fire strike right now, I know he's out of ammo. Like, what was that? No. Bad trade. Bad trade. If you fire strike at a Zen, that means the Zen has a chance to discord you, and you aren't going to have follow-up damage after your fire strike because you're not close enough to swing. Like, there's a reason that I've set my rule of thumb for fire strikes as I have, guys. No. Fire strike is not a, oh, I'm out of range or I'm slightly out of range, so I'm going to throw a fire strike. Your shield is your range thing. That is how you close range distance. Fire strike is a, hey, we're kind of in poke phase. Let me do a fire strike from a corner, etc. And let me hide most of the animation behind the cover, and then I'll late peek it and aim it late, etc. to shoot it, and then I can reclose the angle because that'll let me immediately clear the discord, etc. Like, that's what you're looking to do with these things. Reinhardt is not a ranged hero. Fire strike is not his, oh, this is my range thing. Like, yes, objectively, it is his way to put any pressure out at range. I don't deny that, but like, it's not. You want to walk towards people with your shield. It is way better than fire striking. There's too much crud that you will be forced to eat in this game. This is why people complain about Reinhardt, like, oh, he's too squishy, he goes down too fast, he can't actually shield, he can't do any of that, blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, that's a understandable complaint, and I get it, but you're inviting it on yourself if you're hitting fire strikes. Like, if this is the complaint that people have, and it is, you need to understand, how do we minimize this? We minimize this with corners. Well, how can we use fire strike? Well, we can fire strike from a corner, and we can pre-fire strike, and we can do that, and then we can close it, and then, hey, even if they get us with a purple, they get us with a discord, those are the things that allow you to just be blown up, but you get to clear them, because you did it from behind a corner, or they get you with a hook, or a doomfist punch, or any of that. You're behind your corner. There's no follow-up from the rest of the team to actually punish you during that window. Okay. There we go. Volume seems slightly low. Oh, okay, I'll bring the thing a little bit closer there. That might help. Okay. Generally a bad reaction. I know the desire is tempting to go, yeah, I can shut it down if I just get this Earth Shatter off in time, but 8 out of 10 times you won't get the Earth Shatter off in time against those full hogs, and you'll then just get a terrible shatter. Fine, I can live with that one. You knew what was looking at you. I don't think your team wants to deal with this yet. Like, okay. I think your team wanted to force out the Sombra first, and I think now your team may have forced out the Sombra, but I think you wanted to wait like just half a second for them to force out the Sombra so that you're not pushing up without them, so that you don't enter a, 4v1 situation.
30 seconds remaining.
Okay. I'll live. I'm not happy, but I'll live. One more swing. You got it. Good. You don't have an Ana. They're down 3 people. You are winning this fight, but you're down your big source of heals. You walked right over to here, and you went, no, I'm going to turn around. Look, it's not the worst thing in the world, but you're down 1, they're down 2. I don't know why I crossed out Zen. Get your Mega. It's fine. It is. I promise. You get this, then you come back. All good. Now, maybe your team is screaming that, hey, we're hitting our... No, your team isn't screaming that they're hitting your MP. No, just get the Mega. Not a huge deal, but, you know, if you have the game sense to recognize, wait, we're down our Anna specifically, it's worth doing. Okay. You don't need to wait on cart. You don't. You can go around. I promise. Yeah, you're going to fire strike from here after this micro missile's over. You are. No. No. I try, guys. I try. Oh, look. And you fire strike from here away from your corner, and you got discorded. I wonder how that happened. And now this Reinhardt can trade unevenly with you because he has a damage amp on you. I mean, it's a good thing you hit her with the fire strike, because if you didn't, you were going to be hacked and she was just going to farm you. And you almost didn't. Whereas if you hadn't fire striked and you'd just been like, no, I can shield any hacks because I'm looking right at her, no risk. But you get to drive her back and make more space for your team. Okay. Your partner's a hog right now. So basically, you just want your team to dive, and when your team dives, it creates enough distraction for you to hit a fat shatter. I only bring this up because you seem to be losing the Shatter Wars a little bit. Okay, he doesn't have Shatter right now, sure. Sure. It's fine, just keep her blocked out. You're fine, you're fine. Good job. Clear your Discord. Go to the left and clear your Discord. Go to the left and clear your Discord. Go to the right and clear your Discord. No, he's going to win trades with you. A 30% damage amp is huge. It is huge. Just so you're clear, you've been getting heals from both your Mercy and your Anna. And you're barely winning this Reinhardt trade. You didn't win this Reinhardt trade. Discord is that big a deal.
We still need you. Heroes never die.
Okay. Good. Okay, so fire strikes are holding you back. They really are. And we've talked about how to do them. You get to a corner that you think there's enemies past. You pre-cast your fire strike, and then you peek because you've got to wind up to throw your fire strike, and then you unpeek. And that's how you do it. And then if you want to get to enemies to actually swing at them, or you want to hurt enemies that are a little away from you when you don't have a corner, you use your shield to walk to the enemy so that you don't get slept, purpled, hooked, discorded, etc. And then once you're there, you accept that, yes, this Zen is going to discord me while I'm swinging at him, but I can actually finish him because I'll hit multiple swings, as an example.
2, 1. Attackers incoming.
I could use some assistance.
Stop the payload.
Hold fast! Do not let them through!
They're running a Bastion. You. Don't drop. Don't drop. Stay up here. You lucked out a little that they're running the Bastion. This is the right place to take him. This is good. This is good. Just get healed up. Be patient. No! No! They are going to, at some point, have the cart and probably the Bastion in here. Do you realize how accessible this is and how easy it is to crush Bastion from above? The reason you don't see Bastion on Gibraltar attack, for example, is because there's just too much high ground that Bastion, if he's riding the cart, will effectively have to go under, and he will get crushed. This right here is the spot to stop Bastions on Junkertown. If you didn't lose your teammates up here, if your team didn't get wiped up here trying to hold stuff, etc., and you still have them here, you get to go, we come out, and we jump right onto the Bastion. And the Bastion doesn't get to use his extreme poke to hurt us because we're already right on top of him. So them running Bastion on cart is effectively worthless. If, and only if, you let them push it to here before you seriously contest them. This is how you fight this. It is. You are way early on your commit. In like 5 seconds, beautiful. Right now, you're feeding. You are literally throwing the fight, and that's disappointing because when you're fighting against a Bastion, you have to not take any fights up here when you're fighting against a Bastion on the cart so that you can take your fight over here. And if you take a fight here, you're only going to get one. So you got to win it. And that's fine. It's totally worth it. It's the right thing. Because, if they wipe you here, you're not going to come back to contest the cart when it gets up over here. So you got to time this fight right. You got it. You are hugely favored to win, but you do have to time it right. And you didn't. You threw this fight. It's okay. Now you know better. You'll do it better next time. You had the right idea to let them get a little closer. I just wanted you to let them get closer still. It makes a big difference. Can I have my Reinhardt back? There we go. We are fire striking while Bastion's looking at us. See, I can close my eyes because I know he's going to go down. Like... Right back up here. You're going to go right back up here, and you're going to hit the same approach. You're going to be a touch late on your approach. You're going to be down a few people, but this is still your best approach. Too late. But right idea. You can do charge-offs from here. You can try and hit a charge-off from here to pin the Bastion from the high ground, etc. But again, this is where you want to take it. You were just a little too early. Not a big deal. You'll do better. Okay. I can live with this, but where are you playing from? Are you going to play from over here to the right? Or are you going to leave that for D.Va? Okay. No, no. He wins Poke Wars with us. Fine, fine. Good. You even got a lot of health right before this. And now you commit on them now? Okay. You need to leave. Your team isn't committing. You need to leave. Okay. Could have staggered that harder, but that's okay.
Observe the barrier. No.
Okay, they're off the Bastion. It's Genji Hanzo. Good stuff. I would like you to take high ground. Nice. Good job. It's fine. She's gonna get out. Retake your high ground. Your D.Va's here, so you should go to the right. No. Your robot is here. Your mech, excuse me. So you should go here. You guys have to fight at different angles. With this tanking combination, you have to fight at different angles. You are not strong enough to fight them head on from the same direction. You have to abuse the fact that you can both maintain different angles, specifically high ground at different angles, and you can pelt them as they walk through, and if they turn to look at them, your D.Va gets to shoot at them. And, you know, things like that. Or if they go look at your D.Va, you get to pelt them in the back. Like, you have to maintain separate angles with this tanking combination. I don't love that rock, but you probably won't get punished for it. Nope, that doesn't work. Doesn't work. Not a thing. I think your rock would have stopped it. I have to test that. I think maybe someone in chat can call that. If you throw your rock at a self-destruct that's being thrown and the rock hits it, will it stop it the same way that a flashbang will? It should.
Has reached the checkpoint.
Observe the barrier.
Good. Drift right. Mm-hmm. Good. Back out, back out. You can't stay here. I don't mind you, you know, absorbing a little of that, etc., but you have to know how long the cooldown lasts, and you have to respect that you don't want to end close because he's a Reinhardt and you're a Sigma. He's better than you close. Mm-hmm. It won't stop it from exploding, but it'll stop it from continuing to move forward if it was thrown with boosters. And it stops it because it's a stun, and my thought is that a direct straight-on hit with the rock is also a stun, even if only a momentarily one, so it should have the same effect. But I'll have to test it. That's fine.
Barrier won't hold together.
Yeah, similar. I didn't really like that rock. That Genji wasn't close enough for you to be fishing for. Close enough, like when you threw the rock at him before, even though he wasn't deflecting, he was low enough health that there was a reasonable belief that if you hit him with the rock, then hit him with the shot, like you were going to have him. This Genji was too healthy for you to believe that he was going to go down during your stun. So even if you'd rocked him, he'd just deflect after. Please get out. Please get out so that you can come back with your team and ult.
Heroes never die.
Good. No, no, no. Let your team heal you. Don't re-peak with less than half health. You're holding an ult, and it's pretty important. That rock, no. Rock is not a tempo cooldown. Rock is specifically to cancel things. Deflect, ult, defense matrix, micro missiles. Those are all things that the other team has. Reses. Those are all things that the other team has that you can cancel with rock. You want to use rock when it's going to finish people or when it's going to cancel things most of the time. There's exceptions. You can get into some advanced bait stuff in Sigma v Sigma matchups. You can get some times where it's worth it to use it to destroy barriers or just for max damage, splash damage, hit a group of people, etc. But as general rules, you don't want to just use it as a tempo cooldown. Okay. Nicely done. Good combo. Yeah. So You had a little more hope that your team was going to be able to follow up on him that time, but generally it is just better to use it to cancel the deflect than to try to, you know, when he's still at 80% health, etc., 100% health, any of that, to try to go, hey, I'm going to stun him and burst him through it. What do we got now? Winston! Yay! And actually a good pick into what they're running too. Good. That was good. You had no idea where that... Well, you didn't have the best idea of where that Rhine was, but you just dropped the bubble and you got the block. I like it. Unfortunate. Go for the mega. Go for the mega.
Is approaching its destination.
Well, that was a short stay as Monkey, but hey. This is junk time. If you can get one more hit on the Genji, you can then follow him. No. We can fix that. Monkey's more in the main tank player's pool than the... Well, who knows anymore. Historically, Monkey's been more in the main tank player pools than the off tank, and you've really fashioned yourself more as an off tank, but these days you'll see Ball Monkey sometimes, you'll see stuff. So the one thing I am going to say here, 2-person adaptive available, 1-person adaptive, 0. 3-person adaptive available, 2-person adaptive available, 0, 2, 3. I don't mind that you didn't get a 3-person adaptive shield. I do mind that you didn't get any adaptive shield, and I sure would have liked a 2-person adaptive shield. Popping adaptive shield will not break your tether. Popping mines will break your tether. Popping pile drive will break your tether. Popping adaptive shield will not break your tether. So when you're spinning to win like that, if you're missing, a meaningful amount of health, you can just go, if you are stalling, if it is coming down to, hey, I am stalling, I am someone that they're interested in shooting at, please look for, the biggest reasonable adaptive shield you can get.
Let's get you healed up.
Round 2. Complete. Initiating match. Ready for battle.
Yeah, he's a blast, Monkey.
Ready for battle.
Ball does a lot of what Monkey does better right now.
5.
But Monkey's a blast. I really like Monkey. I like the thinking involved with him.
Attackers incoming.
And I like primal mechanics, but, I'm not even going to be mad about that Fire Strike. You sort of tried to hide behind your Sigma Shield for it. Oh, yes it is. Yes it is. Monkey is not great right now.
30 seconds remaining.
He's not terrible. He has a place, but getting ladder value out of him is really hard right now. Most of the time, you don't get to play against comps like we saw at the very end of third there out of blue team, where it's like, what? There's a bunch of divers, and there's an Ana, and there's a Mercy. Like, that was like heaven for a Monkey.
10 seconds remaining.
So while your lamp is up, I don't know, whatever, I'll live. Don't let your shield break. It went down to 52 HP. Just save it. Nice. Good.
Observe the barrier. Tactical necessity.
The payload has reached
Well, not only that, but they creeped damage in such a way. Like, I remember when they creeped Hanzo damage, they creeped McCree damage. It got to the point, they creeped Soldier damage. It got to the point where it's like, even if you show up on top of a DPS without them knowing that you're there, he wins a duel against a stupidly low percentage of the cast. Like, even including bubble dancing, not if you leap at someone, because that's a mistake, but if you show up on top of them, he just doesn't win duels against enough of the people that he historically has been supposed to check, like Soldier, McCree, people on high ground, Hanzo, etc. Like, they've creeped the damage on all of those heroes without giving him more damage to help compensate, or really giving him more health to help compensate. So it happened. It's life. There was a time when, Monkey was considered a counter to Hanzo. So again, I want you to pull your barrier down, even if it's 100, even if it's 50 health. There you actually saw your Sigma barrier going out. You need to pull your barrier down and just go, I don't care that I'm blocking my Bastion shots. I'm going to body block for him a bit to let my barrier recover a bit before I use it again. Okay, not a big deal. Yes, I didn't super micro your protect the president thing as Reinhardt, but it's not a hard comp. There's a reason you can put anyone on it for that. Yes, there's things you can do better, like we talked about with shield management, but it's fine.
Ready for battle.
Game face on.
3, 2, 1.
You guys got the cart far enough. You don't need to go for something this risky. Well, okay. It's an all-in. It's not my favorite.
Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
I'm surprised you didn't hug tighter to the wall. You were drifting left. They had more chance to see you as they were walking out there. You're here because you think they're running Bastion and you don't know how to counter Bastion. Got it. You're thinking, oh, we'll stop him before he gets on the cart. Yeah, okay. I can live with that. I hope you get out and I hope you get back in time to make the good stop, which you're not because your D.Va won't be mech'd and your Soldier won't be here in time. We still wouldn't go back low ground. And you don't even get to Fire Strike peak Bastions. Don't give him shield. Don't give him shield. Your shield isn't doing anything here. Even down people, you needed to take it. As soon as your D.Va remech'd, that was sort of your key for, okay, I don't want to give shield. I sort of want to wait here. And then I will run and sort of drop on them here as they were here. That was your window. Now you're about a second too late. And yes, you wouldn't have had everyone, but it was the best window you were going to get. And you just have to recognize that. Yeah, that can't do it from there. Glad you got him.
Right beside you.
60 seconds remaining.
They made swaps. They're Genji Soldier. What do you think you're doing? Why are you shielding? It's fine. He can't hurt you.
30 seconds remaining.
Okay, fine. Just shatter it. Literally 3-person shatter right here. Shatter. 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 Okay, maybe you were right. Maybe waiting is why you got window.
seconds remaining.
Let's take this home. No one can hide from my sight. Activating self-destruct sequence.
Tactical visor activated.
Good. Let's get you 3-person shatter here.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah. Let's try to get you 3-person shatter here.
Down!
Okay. So, good stuff. Glad you guys got the win here. Which we're looking at in terms of your biggest thing really is going to be, hey, understanding the value of Discord, understanding that Discord is not something that you can just exist with, etc. And the way you are going to do the most to eliminate Discord from being on you is by not fire striking in the open. I want your fire strikes from corners. You peek a corner, you throw your fire strike, you unpeek that corner. Let me rephrase that. You start your fire strike animation, you peek the corner to finish it / aim it, etc. Then you close the angle. You got discorded, totally fine. You still have your corner. They won't be able to hit follow-up damage on you except with, say, a Reinhardt that chases you around the corner. And you shouldn't be fire striking if a Reinhardt is close enough to chase you around the corner. Okay, so that's going to be your single biggest thing. You have some shield management stuff that we talked about a little bit as you got there in terms of, hey, you can't just hold open space. You have to go to a specific space. And we talked about some collapsing concave stuff that is also useful to you. And then we talked about a very map specific thing of how to handle junk Bastion here, but in general, how to handle Bastion is if you can drop from above him and you used hard cover to get close, that's good. But your single most important thing, what I want you to go, hey, this is what I'm going to improve on. I'm going to spend the next 10 games, 15 games, week, 3 days, whatever, focusing on this, sort of learning this, making sure I internalize this, is changing your fire strike usage as a sign of respect for Discord. It's like Discord and fire strikes, those sort of go together. It all goes together. There's too much crap that you can eat besides Discord. Nades, sleep darts, hooks, doomfist, all this stuff, etc. So change how you're using your fire strikes. It does make a difference. We are not in the release days of Overwatch where Reinhardt was a pretty big, strong character that could just throw fire strikes and it was fine. You can't. You take too much damage, and you can't cancel fire strikes into shield the way you cancel swings into shield. So fire strike is an all-in, believe it or not. So you want to protect that all-in as much as you can and make it not an all-in by being able to, fire strike, reclose the cover, etc. So do that. It'll help a lot. Also learn how to collapse concaves, preserve your shield a little better. Those are things you can get to working on in the future. Once they become bigger issues, maybe in a future VOD review, if you purchase lessons, we'll get into exactly what to do, which to prioritize next, etc. But from this game, it is the fire strikes. Okay. That's good. Do I see anything from chat? No, that's just more us talking about the Hanzo-Winston matchup. Cool. Okay. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe. That really does help me out. Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below. And through there, you can see my rates. You can participate in the community. You can see what sort of promos we have going on. Cool stuff like that. We're going to be building more events as we continue to grow here. I think I'll probably do another one of these tonight, but I think I'll probably take a small break first. So I will see you guys later. Temporal out.